Welcome to New Orleans. My name is Samuel Langhorne Clemens.
Mark Twain!
Yes?
No, Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. He means that it's 2 fathoms deep. That's about 12 feet for you landlubbers. You see, now and again on these here riverboats, you hear a fella shouting out Mark Twain, and when I was a young pilot on the Mississippi, well, I thought that had a nice ring. But enough about the tricks of the trade. What I want to talk about today is how New Orleans has influenced so much of the world music. That's right, not just jazz and newfangled rock and roll, but all the way back to the classical times. Why don't you come along with me and I'll show you. Now right now, we're going to go into one of the oldest cathedrals in America. That's St. Louis Cathedral here in Jackson Square in New Orleans. The music you're about to hear is European music influenced by Mississippi Valley people and the Mississippi River itself. Also, you're going to hear how the great European virtuosos were influenced by the steamboats on the Mississippi. And finally, you're going to hear some music by composers who also were influenced not only by the great Mississippi River, but by this great town of New Orleans. Now, one of the pieces is by Mr. Rameau that he called the Indians. It's a 4-part piece. He played it all over the New World and the Old World. Now, another thing we're going to be listening to is some pieces that used to be played by the great solo violinist that came down here. Mr. Vuitton was a great little fiddle player. He played a lot of stuff. He fell in love with Creole music when he came to New Orleans. And finally, we're going to be listening to a couple of opera pieces that were sung by some great opera singers, including Adelina Patti, who just lived right over here on Wall Street. And of course, one of my favorite, the Swedish Nightingale, Jenny Lind. Now this Rameau piece is about an Indian princess named Zima, and she's living among the French and Spanish colonists here in the New World, and they all vie for her love. This piece is so popular, it's still performed today with the Paris Opera. Now this next piece of music isn't from New Orleans at all, but it was very popular here in New Orleans. When Henri Vuitton came, he was a Belgian violinist that was very popular in the city back in the 1800s. And he would play this Paganini piece to show off just how good he was. let's remember, there were a lot of folks living upriver, too, on the plantations that appreciated good music as well. And one opera that was very popular with these folks was something called Robert le Diable, Robert the Devil. So as you can see, New Orleans has been influencing music for a long time, and we expect it to be influencing music for a long time to come. So thank you for coming along with me down the Mississippi.